When assembling your action deck, when you sort your action deck cards, you'll notice that there are levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. These levels are important to gameplay, and it's important that you put them in the correct order. So sort all of your level 1, all of your level 2, all of your level 3, and all of your level 4 cards into separate piles, and then shuffle those piles. After you have shuffled them, assemble them with level 4 face down, then level 3 placed on top of level 4, level 2 placed on top of level 3, and level 1 placed on top of level 2. You'll also have a Swarm of the Dark Horde minion deck. These are cards that will be called upon by cards in this deck. You'll want to set this to the side near your tokens for safekeeping. Your hero deck is filled with cards from all 4 realms that you can draft into your own deck throughout gameplay that increase your combo ability, your attack powers, introduce new abilities into gameplay, and allow you to draft new and more powerful cards throughout play to defeat the monsters and villains that are ahead of you. All of the hero deck and hero marketplace cards will have a red card back. To assemble the hero marketplace deck, your hero deck needs to include 20 cards from each of the 4 realms. These can be any cards that you have, whether they're the core cards or their booster pack cards. The only limitation is that you can have no more than 3 of the same card inside your overall hero deck. Your starter deck consists of the 12 cards that you begin the game with. These 12 cards must be 3 cards from each of the 4 realms, and these cards must have a value of 3 or less draft energy, which is that gray diamond up in the top corner. Now, you'll see here, this is a sample starter deck that includes 3 cards from each of the 4 realms, and you'll notice that each of the cards are unique, so there's no duplicate cards in your starter deck. But these 12 cards will be shuffled together and placed in a pile next to you to begin the game. Your basic playmat includes an action track area and a hero marketplace. Once you've assembled your decks, place the action deck in the top area and then place the hero deck directly below it and place the first 5 cards from the hero deck into the hero marketplace. To complete setup, let's set up the action deck. To do that, we draw the first card and place it in the first space on the action track. And looking at the numbers here, we have 1 all the way through 5. So this is a Wrath of the Deathless card. We're actually going to slide that into the second space and then draw an additional card into space 1 so that we have 2 cards on the action track to begin setup. Players should also ensure that their starter decks are within easy reach and that tokens and Swarm of the Dark Horde cards are available for any player to reach at any time. A few final setup notes, one addressing health tracking in the game. So in the game, players have a collective health value of 8. Your health begins at 8. If it goes down to 0, then you as a team all lose the game. The health tracker on the basic play mat will be visible on the final mat here along this line here. It unfortunately is not very visible on our prototype, but you'll be able to track it with the included tokens, or you can also use a die to keep track of your health. And on that note as well, with the tokens, you'll use the tokens here, and in our prototypes, we've got numbers of 1, 2, and then the backs of them show our little X symbol. These are used to help when in certain values in the game increase or decrease these numbers on the action cards. So if, for example, we were adding 1 or subtracting 1 from this card, we could use the little token here to help us keep track of that. In the final version of the game, we will include pluses and minuses on these tokens to make them a little bit more helpful. Before we begin the game, let's discuss leveling, how it affects turns, and how we can keep track of it. So here in the corner of each card in the action track, you'll see the current level of that card. These are card level 1, and there are level 2, 3, and 4 within the deck. When everyone is at level 1, when a player takes their turn, they can draw 3 cards on their turn. Once the first level 2 card is drawn from within the action deck, then players can draw 4 cards on their turn. And once level 3 is drawn from within the action deck, players can draw a full 5 cards for their turn. Now, as the action increases and things become more difficult along the action track, players become more powerful and begin to have more abilities and can do more combos. If you want a handy way to keep track of leveling, I like to use a D4 and change it as the levels increase. So let's walk through a full turn, take a look at the cards in the action track, discuss what they do, how we lose health, how we gain cards and add them to our decks as we play. So since we're on our level 1, it's our very first turn, we're going to draw 3 cards. I'm going to play this as a one-player game example. I'm going to draw my 3, and let's see what I get. I've got the Scarecrow, I've got Sky, and I've got Gretel. So, okay, we've got some interesting options here. It's great for an example. So, you can see here we've got the 2 different types of energy that are in the game. We have the gray diamonds here, which is our draft energy, and then we have the red diamonds. You can also see some slashes behind them as well that are our attack energy. These are the amount that we generate, and the amount that we've generated here on this turn is going to be interesting too because we also have a combo. So what happens with a combo is when we have matching symbols of another card in our hand, then we can activate additional features of this card. So here we actually have 2 draft energy, and because we have this combo, we have an additional 2 draft energy, giving us 4 between these two, and we can have 2 more if we choose it from the top of this card. But we might want to use this card's attack ability on the action tracks. We'll have to take a look and see what we decide. But to begin with, we have a minimum of 4 energy to work with. So since we're in our buy phase, we go and we look at the marketplace and see what's available. We have some great cards featuring Robin Hood, Glinda, Tinkerbell, Thorn, Alice. These really great cards. So we've got options between 4 and 6. So if we wanted this Alice card, we could grab it. We also have Tinkerbell as an option and a Robin Hood as an option. But let's take a look at the action track and see if that makes sense for us because over here we do have 4 from the Scarecrow and potentially 2 more from Sky. So let's see what happens. All right. So we have with Wrath of the Deathless, we have 4 there, so we do have the option to take him out if we want to go higher. So let's grab Alice here and use that draft energy for that buy phase, and we'll place this card. Well, first, let's take a look at it. You can see here it had a draft cost of 6. It's Alice, has beautiful artwork on it, generates 5 attack, and if you have other Wonderland cards, it gives you the ability that you may banish a card from your hand, which can be very useful as you start to build your deck. You may find certain cards are no longer as valuable as they used to be, and that banish feature is a great way to tidy your deck up as you're playing. But for now, this card goes into our discard pile. It's going to be right there. Now, these cards, we've used that draft energy, so these cards are all done. Now to finish up over here, we'll want to grab a new card from the hero deck and place it here in the marketplace. That's a new Sky card with a draft value of 3. Give you the option of 2 attack, 2 draft. If you happen to have someone else from the Earth realm, you've got the ability to draw a card, which can be very valuable later in the game. But we are now done with our buy phase and are now into our action phase. So we look here at the action track and decide what actions we're going to take. And we have our Scarecrow card here left, and we have an attack value of 4. So we've got our 4. We are lucky to have the Wrath of the Deathless out here with a value of 4. Won't happen every time. So we can take him. Let's take a look at the card very quickly, though, and see what it is and how it works. The name is Wrath of the Deathless. It is a minion card, and it is a level 1 card. It has an attack value of 4, so you must hit this card with 4 or more attack energy. And it's important to note, too, that as this card continues to stay on the action track and move along, it will eventually find its way here to the action discard pile. And if that happens, then the players will collectively lose 1 health if this or any minion card makes its way into that discard pile. But thankfully, we've been able to take it out this time, and we can now set it here to the side. But you'll notice here before we do, at the very bottom here, you can find a very small number. It's a number 5 to give us a points value for this card. So if you're playing the game with friends, you can actually keep every one of the action cards that you claim and have those points values for the end of the game to see who actually scored the most as you play. And now, to finish our turn, what we need to do is set the action track up for the end of the turn. So to do that, we will move the cards from the first space here into the second space, and then we will flip a new card over and see what we get. Now this is an ally card. This ally card is worth noting for a couple of reasons. We've got the name of the card here. I've got your back. This card has a draft value of 3, which means you can use your draft energy to remove this card from the action track. And we might want to do that. Let's find out more about it. Okay, Mercy's here to help. And while she's on the action track, all minions, like this fella here, will lose 1 attack energy. So this will go from a value of 5 to a value of 4 for as long as she is on our action track. So let's use a die for that. We've got that down to 4 now, but it's also worth noting that we will lose 1 health if this card is placed in the action track discard pile. So we can't leave her there forever. But for now, she's going to be a great help as the game continues. Now, the final phase of my turn is the cleanup phase, where I will take the remaining cards that I have left and place those in the discard pile, and then draw 3 new cards for my next turn. And so now we can enter into our attack phase, where we have 5 to work with, and we can use that to take out. Well, we've got a few options on who we want to take out, but what's important to note here is that because we have an empty space here on the track, this card will not be moving into the action discard pile on this turn. Instead, this Savage Attack card will move into the empty space. The Wrath of the Deathless card will follow it from space 1 to 2, and then we will draw a new card and place it into space 1 at the end of the turn. So, if you don't want to get rid of the Savage Attack just yet, you don't have to. And in this case, where we have 5, and we might not have 5 next time, we're going to take the Savage Attack and remove that from the game and place it over here in our pile of HP. And then we're going to complete this phase by moving the action track forward and then drawing our next card. Now, when we do that, we have now drawn a villain. And villains work a little bit different than the other cards in the game. And we'll go over that in just a moment. For now, we're going to place the villain up here at the top of our mat and draw an additional card to fill that space. And that is our Blast of Winter minion. That's a pretty weak minion. That's probably going to wrap up our level 1. We'll see as we continue in the game. Let's take a quick look at the villain card here because things are a little bit different than we find with our normal action track cards. Here, the villain card, number 1, it's in landscape to let us know things are a little bit different. We see it has a special ability that says this card loses 1 attack energy for every ally on the attack track. So, since we have an ally on the attack track, we can actually reduce this card's health or attack energy down to 5. But because it's a villain, it's going to come out here in this landscape, and you'll notice here there are 3 spaces that match the back of our tokens. These spaces represent the overall health of this villain and the number of times it must be attacked successfully for it to be defeated. So in this case, since it is currently at a value of 5, you would have to generate 5 attack energy and attack it successfully 3 times for the villain to be defeated and removed from the board. Now, before we wrap up, let's discuss the final big rule change difference in the game when we reach the end game, like we're seeing here on the board. So, in this scenario, we're at level 4. The game has been going for a while, and we're down to the very last card in the action deck, and the dark one is already out and has been attacked. We still have the Deathless out as well. And with these cards, you'll notice they've been attacked a few times. There's 2 here on the dark one. There's 2 on the Deathless as well. But there is not, they have not been defeated yet. So they're still out there. And we still have cards here on the action track as well. Here we have about 6 health left, and we have a hand that we can draw. So let's take a look. We're going to go through this very quickly because I think you get the idea. Here at level 4, we've got 5 cards in our hand. We can go through and we can see that we've got a lot of options to be able to take out our bad guys and conclude the game. But let's go through what the mechanics are here and how things might change for you as you play. So the big rule difference here as things move along is that as we reach this last turn, and once this last card has happened, so let's say we've moved our turn and we're going to move these forward all the way and move to that last phase. Once this card is now into the action track, the rules are a little bit different. These bosses now go into boss mode. And if you do not attack them on this turn, then they will in turn attack you. So, for example, if we were on this turn now and we had this hand, we could use all of this great attack we have, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We can use that to come in and attack both of these. And since we can attack them, so we can attack him for 8, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've got 5 left. Oh no, that keeps us actually 1 away from being able to attack our other villain. So since we can't attack that other villain in this turn, that villain would attack us at the end of the action track phase. So we would move these cards forward. Nothing new can come here. And since we were not able to attack him on this turn, this would remove down to 5. Now, that would continue down to our health reaching 0 or until the 2 villains have been defeated. So all the villains must be defeated before the action track is empty. If it continues to be empty, you will continue to fight the villains and they will do damage to you until one of you reaches 0. And that is, in a nutshell, how you play Grimm Fairy Tales Unbound the deck building game.